when you hear that death rattle. It's not just a fight or a battle. Prepare for lots of blood and gore. It's Spintown with some more bed wars.
Welcome to Spintown. Of all the Bed Wars dream modes, there's only one that I really enjoy. Castles. Unfortunately, between the piss-poor moderation on Hypixel and a bunch of noobs that don't know how to play, a lot of the games end up being more aggravating than anything. There's not much we can do to stop hackers other than report them, and unfortunately reporting team griefing and teaming does nothing on Hypixel. The one thing I can do to help improve castles is to make a video showcasing all the things you shouldn't do. Because some people out there think they're helping their team while in reality, they're hurting it. So if you don't want to be a nasty teammate, pay attention and avoid doing these things. Number 1. Don't connect your bases with bridges. This is one of the stupidest things you can do in castles. You're literally making it easier for an opponent to get to your beds. I can't tell you how many times I've seen someone invis one bed, then run down a bridge some dumbass made that connects to your next base, and they end up getting a second bed. It's especially dumb because you don't need bridges to move between your own bases. All of them have built-in jump pads that only your team can use. Having more bridges is just a bad idea in general. The more bridges there are, the more places your defenders have to guard. When you're down to just one bed, it's not a horrible idea to just remove all bridges from that one base. If you need to leave a base, you just use the jump pads and then leave from a different base. This way it's harder for an enemy to sneak in. Number 2. Don't make wide bridges or fill in the void on your side of the map. One of the best ways to keep people out of your base is to shoot them off bridges as they come in. By making wide bridges or by filling in the void, you're kneecapping your own defenders. I'm not really sure how people can be this dumb, but I do see it from time to time. When you're on your own side of the map, it's good to have bridges you can easily knock people off of, because the other team, for the most part, doesn't have a lot of bows on this side of the map, while your team does. Number 3. Don't make water walls on your side of the map. I'm pretty sure most of the people that do this are doing it to grief their team. There's no real benefit to your team from making them, and they hurt your team in a number of ways. People will normally put them in front of their bases, and this makes it harder to shoot people off bridges. It also allows people to save themselves in the water when you do shoot them off, so doubly bad for the archers trying to defend your bed. Other times they will build water walls between jump pads so that when their teammates use a jump pad, they hit the water wall and basically get stuck over the void in the water, often having to kill themselves to get out of the situation. You can probably see why I think 95% of the players doing this are just griefing. Sometimes players will put them right over their own base and defense, and it just makes water go everywhere and limits your defender's ability to move. They often end up killing your own team's withers as well. People will use their streak power to get a wither, and as soon as they spawn in, there's a giant wall of water in front of them. Once the wither touches the water, it dies. Now, Hypixel did post an update recently, and the wither might not die in the water anymore, but at the time of this filming, that's still unknown because we can't test it. Hypixel isn't exactly known for getting bug fixes right. Number 4. Don't be a quit bitch. I get it. Some castle games might go really long and you could have to leave in the middle of a game. It happens. Not to me, but it happens to others. What's kind of scummy is when you disconnect after the first or second rush just because you're trying to get quick easy beds. I've seen a lot of good players just disconnect after all the beds get broke and abandon their team, assuming they'll finish up the win. Unfortunately, a lot of the times those players that disconnect are the more skilled players, so then they leave a bunch of noobs to finish the game and the other team comes back to clutch. I've seen a lot of well-known players abandon their teammates just to go chase quick easy stats. This game is a good example of just that. If we look at the stats from this game, it doesn't shine a good light on two castle mains. Both the circle players at the bottom were in this game at the start. If we zoom in a bit, you can see for yourself they made one rush, died, then said fuck this and quit on their team. If you start a game, do your best to finish it. Number 5. Do not block the view from your base to the bridges. For whatever reason, some people think it's helpful to build giant walls around the outside of the castle. Thinking a layer of wool is going to stop anyone from getting inside is kind of laughable. Not only does it not stop anyone, but it normally blocks the view of your defenders. Archers can't see to shoot people off, and defenders around the bed won't see if there's a massive rush incoming. As someone who specializes in defending with a bow, I can tell you the best positions to be in for each base. For the outside bases, you want to be in the forward inside tower. This gives you an angle on people who might be coming down the bridges from the Emerald Islands, and it also allows you to see the bridge people normally make to the Diamonds. And those should be the only bridges connecting those bases. Any pop-up towers people place on the ground or up on the castle to get higher are just going to be in the way. You're not going to be able to shoot people off better by going higher. You're plenty high as it is, and you're just blocking the line of sight while giving the enemy new places to hide. Some people also want to extend the top of their tower outward or put a little wall up for cover. Both aren't helpful. Extending the top of the tower just limits your line of sight more to the base of your castle. A small wall for cover isn't needed because it's rare you're getting bow spammed on your side of the map. It'll again just limit your line of sight more. It can be useful to fill in the gaps already there on the edge of your castle to allow you to move around quicker and get better angles without worrying about falling through it. But other than that, there's no need to place any more blocks on your archer tower. For the middle base, you just want to patrol the forward wall. You should place 5 blocks of wool in front of each tower so you could run around the towers quickly, but that's all you really need to do as an archer at this base. You keep your eyes open and you can move quickly to give yourself better angles to shoot people based on where they're coming from. This also allows you to get back to your defense quickly if someone does get inside and you need to help protect your bed with your sword. This is another reason why going higher isn't really a good idea. You want to be in a position that allows you to get back to your bed quickly. Number 6. Don't block the doorways to your base. This really isn't helping anything, no matter if you have a bed or if you're a final. If the enemy wants to get in, they will. And you only slow down your own team from getting around. And when you're on your side of the map, one of the advantages is having better mobility because of the jump pads. But if you block off all the doorways and people can't even get to them, then you just take away that one little advantage you had. When you have a bed, it's not a bad idea to block the stairways from the outside that lead up to your beds, but leave the damn doorways open. Number 7. Do not give up the defense just because the other team lost their last bed. Again, this is something I've seen a ton. You had a pretty good defense all game, and when the last bed on the other team breaks, your defenders go final hunting and abandon the bed. I've been in a lot of games where the other team came back and clutched because of this stupidity. The game is not over just because the other team lost their beds first. The only thing different you should do as a defender once the other team's beds are broken is to buy a tracker as soon as possible. Maybe even mention in chat to your team that someone should give a couple emeralds to a defender for a tracker. Number 8. If you're a low star or haven't figured out how to win yet, maybe you shouldn't use chat to tell others what to do. Honestly, the amount of low stars using chat to tell others what to do is ridiculous considering a lot of high star players are found in castles. If you're going to use chat, use it for important stuff only, like Invis incoming to star, Train is griefing the defense, Arkham Knight is team killing. Otherwise, it's best to just shut up and play, because if your stats look like this, you don't need to be telling others how to win. Number 9. Skybasing is stupid. You may not think you're hurting anything, but that's less people your team has on defense, collecting resources, or going on offense. You may not directly hurt your team, but you're a waste of space and you're taking up space for someone that could be useful, when you're definitely not. Number 10. Play to your advantage in clutch time. If your team has the numbers advantage, use that. The team with less players is going to lose the tiebreaker, so stay close together and use the numbers to your advantage if you have it. The team with less players will still have to try to kill you, otherwise they take an automatic loss. There's no reason to give them a bunch of 1v1 opportunities if that's their only chance to get back in the game. You're giving them just what they need and want if you run off taking those 1v1s. Keep in mind, this video was filmed before the latest changes to tiebreakers had a chance to be tested in castles, so this advice might need to be adjusted after testing the new changes. Okay, so that's my list of 10 things you should avoid doing in Castles Bed Wars. I know there are other things I could mention, but those 10 alone wouldn't make you a better teammate. Again, hacking is obviously against the rules and one of the few things Hypixel will eventually ban you for, at least when you make it obvious. Nobody, even your own teammates, wants a hacker in the game. It sucks the fun out of the entire experience, even if you're on the winning team. Hackers and cheats are cancerous to servers, so avoid it and report it when you can. I just didn't think adding hacking to the list would do anything. The hackers would still hack. The same thing with teaming and griefing. I mean, they're completely against the rules, but intentional griefing isn't going to become less by me adding it to the list. You should report them when you see it, but Hypixel won't do anything. The best you can do to help this problem is go into the forums, complain that they need to crack down on teaming and actually answer the reports. It's so bad I've seen people with thousands of castles wins doing it blatantly or even bragging about doing it for years without getting punished. Kinda sad, since one person teaming can ruin a game for 80 people. It should be common sense that castles should have a bigger focus in terms of moderating because of that fact alone. But that's Hypixel for you. That's it for today's video. Hope to see y'all in castles next time it's in rotation, and hopefully at least a couple of you won't be so fucking stupid next time around. Spin out.